Hi guys! Today I'm here with a savory dish, so I'm doing well. I'm trying to fit in some more savory dishes for you. This dish is, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but the research that I did online showed that it's from North Africa and Middle East, so seems that it's made in both of those countries. I haven't actually checked any recipes for these, so I'm not sure if I'm making it even close to how it's traditionally made, but this dish is called Shakshuka. I don't know if I even pronounce it right, but what I'm making today is inspired by this dish, so it should be pretty similar. But because I haven't checked any recipes for this dish, I don't know if I'm doing it in the traditional way. So let's just say it's inspired by the traditional shakshuka. First you will need some white onions, and because my onions are fairly small, I'm gonna use 3 for 2 portions. So if your onions are big, you can just use 2 onions. So basically 1 onion per portion. And then you want to slice the onions, so just like this. You can also slice them smaller if you want. Then you want to heat a medium pan and add a little bit of olive oil to it, and also the onions. And you want to fry the onions on medium heat so that they become golden, but you don't want to burn them. And while the onions are frying, we are going to continue with the red pepper and the tomato. So I'm also using 1 pepper for each, so because I'm making 2 portions, I'm using 2 peppers, and then I'm using about 1.5 tomato for each. You could also use more tomato and less pepper if you like it more that way. We like the pepper more, so I'm using more pepper. With the peppers, you just want to remove the white part and the seeds, and then cut them into fairly small pieces, so I don't know, small or medium. So this kind of little pieces. While you're busy cutting the peppers, don't forget about the onions, so give them a mix once in a while, and if you notice that they start to brown really fast, then just turn down the heat a little. So I'm going to add half of my pepper in. And now that I have the peppers and the onions cooking slowly, I'm gonna also cut the tomato. I want to remove this green bits. And then just cut the tomato into half, and then into 3. And now I'm also adding the tomato to the pepper. And if you've lowered the heat, at this point you want to bring it back to medium. Mix shortly, and then you want to allow it to cook until the tomato and the pepper have softened, and you want to cook it covered. It's been cooking now for about 5 minutes. Actually 7 now that I look at the time, and you can see the tomatoes have started to soften, and it all looks kind of softer already. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna season it now. So first we are going to add about a tablespoonful of the tomato paste, then some salt, and some black pepper, then about a teaspoonful of dry garlic, also a teaspoon of paprika, and I also like to add a teaspoon of tandoori masala. So now we got all the spices in there, we just need to get them mixed in. So giving a short mix. So now it's been about 10 minutes. I'm gonna cover it again, and I'm gonna cook it for another 5 minutes. So we are almost there, almost ready. I have my oven on, so if there's this weird noise at the background, it's not the crickets, it's the oven. And then I'm gonna bake mine, so my shakshukas in these 2 serving ramekins. So they're medium sized, fit perfectly. The 2 portions, but if you want, you can also make it right in the frying pan if you're using one that can go into the oven. I'm not sure if mine can, and I love making it in these portioned dishes, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then you just want to spoon evenly into both dishes if you are doing as I'm doing and making this portioned. Then you want to grab a spoon and even it out and make this kind of a well in the middle. So you can even make it like that. I like that there's something in the bottom, at least a little bit. So like this. And then I'm gonna even out the rest, and then the same with the second one. And then the part that I find most exciting, I don't know why, is we are going to break an egg in the middle. So I've turned my oven to, let's close it first. I've turned it to bottom top and to 200, but it's not reached the 200 yet. I'm not gonna wait, I'm gonna add the dishes in already. So in they go. And you want to keep an eye on them. I cannot give you a time really. You just want to keep an eye on them so that they're still wobbly, sort of, in the middle. And then you just want to remove them from the oven. And while the oven is still being noisy, we are going to make a really delicious, I don't know if I can call it a dip, but something to go with the shakshuka. So, 1 garlic clove, a little bit of Greek yogurt, salt, and some frozen or fresh herbs of your choice. I would use dill, parsley, cilantro, anything that you have. So you want to start with the garlic. If you don't have a garlic press, just cut the garlic really finely. I don't usually measure this, but because I want to give you a recipe, I'm gonna tell you how much I'm gonna add. So I have a natural 10% fat Greek yogurt here, so nice and creamy. And it goes in with the garlic. So about 200 grams. Then you want to season with a little bit of salt. Add in the herbs. So about 2 tablespoons. And then just give it a mix. So they've been baking for about 10 minutes now. Let's check how the eggs look. So you can see they have set a little, but there is still some wobble, some movement there in the egg. That's how I prefer it. If you prefer it completely cooked, then just allow it to cook completely. This is how you can test. So when it's not shaking, then it's completely cooked through. But I like it like this, so I'm gonna remove them from the oven. So out of the oven they are, and I want to add some little fancy green bits on top. So I'm gonna add a little bit of more herbs on top. And then you just want to allow them to cool a little, because it's piping hot right now and you don't want to burn your tongue. So allow it to cool for about 10 minutes before serving. It's still hot, I still have to wear the gloves, but I'm so hungry, so I'm really looking forward to enjoying these. I hope you really enjoyed watching this savory recipe, so this my style shakshuka recipe, and if you did, show me the thumbs up so that I know that you really enjoyed the savory recipes as well. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time. And if you did, show me that thumbs up. You ruined it! Don't look, I do it again.